It's a common criticism that the music industry is a disgusting place, but in 2025, I think it's safe to say that it's in the most disgusting place it's ever been since its inception, okay? Now, I found a video from a marketer that is pretty prominent with putting out like content about music marketing and shit. I saw a video of his on YouTube discussing the disgusting state of the music industry. So what we're gonna do today is watch that video and react to it and see how accurate his opinions actually are, okay? My name is Minty Burns. This is the As the World Burns podcast. Before I get into this clip, make sure to smash that like button and of course, hit the channel with a subscribe, all right?
Legacy looking proper, young Frank's in action. New silk the shaka, drunk drinking vodka. Generation lost, I'ma bring it back. No Cindy laughing, more Dennis Rodman.
Now, if you're in the music industry, brace yourself. I know, it's hell. If you're not in the music industry and you're just a fan of music, then watch and enjoy the show. Get out your popcorn and watch the fucking music industry burn down to the ground, because it feels kind of like that's what's happening now. But let's get into the clip and see what this guy has to say.
Spotify maths lesson. I want to highlight the issues with the music industry and show you why the entire system is rigged against DIY independent artists.
Let's go.
Spotify is the biggest of all of the DSPs, and whilst this is a problem with all of the DSPs, this is a specific Spotify maths lesson. So Spotify has 675 million monthly users. It's got a valuation of over 30 billion, and in 24
That's
it
a lot
turned
of
over
users.
its first full year profit. Yay. But what do artists, especially independent DIY artists, what do they actually earn from Spotify? Obviously, I know you are artists.
I think it's 0.04 of a cent, if I'm not mistaken.
So I know you can tell me this, but I want to go into breaking down everything using real data and also some reasonable assumptions and some simple math. And then I want to look into why the math doesn't actually math. And lastly, I want to look into some solutions of what must happen next to fix the music industry and also to make sure that we are looking after
Solutions
artists
are
in
needed.
every
Because what's the
corner
point
of
in
the
just
world. So
bitching
let's
without a
start
solution?
with number one, why the math doesn't math. So Spotify has, I'm just gonna excuse my childlike writing, 675 million monthly active
What I think he's about
users.
to do
Okay.
is break
Now,
down the math,
this is an
and I
assumption,
think it's
but we
going to
have to be a
show
bit
that
careful.
Spotify's
But an
scamming
estimate
and stealing money.
daily active
That's what I
users
think.
on an app is usually approximately around about 25%. Okay, so 25%, if that is correct, that would work out roughly at about 168.75 million daily active users. Now, this is where we start to get into the assumptions. Let's assume out of these 168 million users, let's assume that everyone averages around about 1 hour of listening time. Okay, now that would work out roughly ish
Daily,
at about
I believe he's
15
saying.
songs within that 1 hour.
Makes
Now,
sense
if you're
so
listening
far.
to Dream Theater, you might get through 2 songs in the hour. If you're listening to, into your 30-second yoga music, you might get through more. But we're doing a rough average here, okay? This should be a standard app engagement ratio, okay? So then we do the math, okay? So 168.75 million multiplied by 15 songs per user. Now that would work out roughly, to 2.53 billion streams.
Daily.
Hopefully you can see that. That is per day, okay? So that's 2.5 billion streams per day. So let's round that down roughly to 2.5 billion streams per day. So that's quite a lot of streams, okay? Now, if Spotify is processing around about 2.5 billion streams every single day, let's ask the big question, which is, how much do artists actually get paid around this business model? Okay, so according to reports, including Spotify, Ditto Music, everything else, Spotify pay per stream, as we are all acutely aware of this number, they pay per stream 0.0
0.0 fuck all
to 0.005.
Whoa.
Effectively,
So there was an
third
extra
of 1
zero
cent to a half
added
cent
to my guess
per stream.
of already
now,
a
we
shit
are going to
payout.
work off the basis of an average, so therefore we will work off the basis of 0.004. Now, just on that, let me tell you that in 2000, I believe it was 2017 or possibly 2018, streaming was slightly higher. You wouldn't be surprised to go back a bit further. At one point, streaming paid out roughly around about 0.7 to 0.9. So therefore, you're looking at a seventh of a cent to almost a cent per stream. But the problem is 100,000 track gets released every single day, supply and demand, more and more and more and more music. The labels have squeezed more and more, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And so what happens is over a period of time, your streaming revenue goes down. And let's face it, if this carries on next year, the year after, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tracks being released every single week. So therefore, you can see only one thing, which is less streaming revenue per stream per artists. So at the moment we know that 0.004 is the average that we're going to look at, which this money then goes to the rights holders. Okay, so whoever holds the rights of the songs. Now, with that in mind, if we do some more math, 2.5
They done fucked up the
billion
whole model of the
streams,
music industry.
times by 0.004.
It was always fucked up though, let's be honest.
That would equal to
The 90s was
10,
probably the best era, though.
12
CDs were the best time, even though,
million
I mean, for
dollars
making
payout
money.
to rights holders per day. Okay, so it's just
Yeah.
over $10 million in payouts.
I'm gonna stop this because I'm a little bored, and I'm gonna just say something a little more interesting. I think the CD model era was the best era for two reasons. One, it was the era where everybody actually made money. So the record labels made money, the managers made money, the producers made money, the rappers made money because the fans were buying music. They were willing to pay for music, you know what I'm saying? The downside of that was that you needed a record deal to even be a known name or even have a CD in stores. But the positive side to that was if you didn't have a record deal, then you can still print up your own CD and sell it out your trunk in the strip club parking lot or at the barbecue. And that's what they were doing in the South. You saw people buying like cribs and mansions and getting rich off selling CDs out their trunk in the late 90s, early 2000s, before the streaming era and before the SoundCloud era and all that. So that was the era where people actually made the most money off music. So all this DIY, do-it-yourself shit that we have now, like, yeah, it's cool, but these problems are a result of, like, that shit. So I think that wrapped up the video. I'm going to stop it right there because I really like the conclusion he came to. I wasn't sure where exactly he was going with the solution part. Obviously, we know the system's broken. It's in a disgusting place. But that did seem like a reasonable solution, even though you can argue, people are going to take advantage when it comes to, maybe trying to fake the streams or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's always going to happen. So I think that, like, what was I saying before he came to his conclusion? Spotify should be a fucking, like, music store. You should be able to pick your artist and pay to listen to that artist if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the importance of a playlist? Is a playlist really that needed to listen to a bunch of random artists that Spotify made for you? No, you can make a playlist yourself with music that you paid for because you like it. And I stand behind that system, even though it probably won't happen. It should. Something needs to happen because music is fucking broken. Artists aren't making money, and artists don't want to do all of this nonsense work and all of these hundreds and thousands of TikToks to fucking get paid crumbs. It makes sense. You might as well just be a construction worker. You know what I'm saying? You're just doing it for the love at this point, unless you're part of this major label system, which is designed to be rigged and just abuse the fucking artist anyway. So, that was his solution. I fuck with it. If you guys have your own, let me know in the comments of this video. Shout out to that dude for making the video. I'll drop the link of his video in the description. But yeah, I can't think of a better solution than that myself right now, especially not off the top of my head. But I do think it's legit, and we need to do something about it because shit is fucked up out here, okay? That concludes today's episode. My name is Minty Burns. This is the As the World Burns podcast. And shout out to all my independent artists out there making music, not getting paid, all right? Keep grinding. You're going to get it soon. I believe in you. I'm with you on the journey, all right? Hope you guys have a blessed day and a blessed week. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel right here, all right? Have a great fucking day. Peace.
What's really frightening about this fire is how quickly it took off.
I'm smoking hookah, watch the world burning down. What we gotta do to make the world turn around.